What's up, guys? In this video I'm going to show you how I use OBS and Wondershare Filmora to post my YouTube videos. And this is going to allow you to post videos that are screencast in the format that you're currently seeing, where you have an image in the right, and it's also going to cover situations where you need to do this but blur customers' information, and it's also going to cover situations where you want to record just the whole screen, okay? So, to first start off, let me kind of demystify a bit of this craziness that you see going on in the screen right now. So, because I'm using the software to record, showing the software while I'm recording, you get this kind of hallway of mirrors kind of thing, right? So, that's just because, I'm using the software and showing you the screen while there's images of it. Don't worry too much about that. What you really need to look at is just the bottom part here, this big kind of gray area. First thing to see here is this green bar that's jumping up and down as my microphone picks up my voice. So you can see if I don't say anything, it's just hearing the ambient noise. And then when I talk, it's going up here. So this is really great because when you're having a conversation, you want to make sure that the desktop audio, where the person's voice is coming from, is bouncing around about equally to the amount that your voice is. Because that's going to mean that the conversation sounds real and authentic, and it sounds like you guys are both talking at the same volume. And it's easier to look at it visually than it is to gauge, okay, is he talking at the same volume? Is it recording at the same volume? If you look at these green bars, it is the easiest way by far, okay? So the way the OBS works is, alright, it's going to be a bit confusing, so I'll try and demystify this a bit. I know there's a lot of options here, and OBS is an amazing tool. Basically, we have this rectangle in front of us, right? Let's make it, oh, I can't change that. If I change these, it'll change what you guys see. So, OBS records whatever is in this rectangle. So, let's click on my image here. We can move this wherever we want, and it changes live as OBS is recording. So you guys can see these changes in the recording, even though I'm making them while recording, right? So we have a webcam image here, and I have a filter to make it a circle instead of a square, but normally it's a square. I'm not going to get into the details of that because that's a bit too specific. I just want to show you how you can quickly use this software and Wondershare Filmora to accomplish basically everything you need on YouTube without having to edit every single one of your videos, okay? Because in general, me as a person, YouTube is all about regularity. It's about being able to churn out content that's quality, right? But the thing is, if you want to make quality content, you have to get a lot of experience. So what I think is most important is regularly making videos. It's true that you can't just make crap videos all the time, but if you're regularly making videos, you're going to quickly get to a point where you can make good videos. Where if you obsess about making the perfect video every time, you're going to end up not posting enough videos, not learning fast enough, and probably giving up eventually, okay? So we have this feed, and then in the background, we have our screen, okay? And we are combining these two things in this rectangle that you're seeing to create the final product, which is being recorded as we do everything. It's being recorded live. So you can use this software to live stream, or you can use it to record, or both, right? So what you can see here, if we look at the bottom left, we have all of our scenes. And these are cool because once you set them up, all you have to do is click, and then look at that. The format, like you guys don't see my screen anymore. All you see is a blurry picture of me, and you can tell that what it is it's just this picture blown to the full size without seeing the background, right? And since I've set all this up, I just click on that, right? Now, like, it switched. I don't have to do any video editing to change that. I just switch. It's awesome. And what you can also do with OBS, say that you want an intro to your YouTube videos, you can just record the video, and then at the beginning, see over here where it says stop recording. If I was recording, this would say start, right? So I would click start recording and play a video, right? And so that would start the recording with my video happening above all of the stuff that you're seeing. And then as soon as the video ends, the introduction video, then here I am right here. It just disappears. And what that means is that I can make the finished product without doing any post-processing, right? Because we recorded the introduction as part of the original recording. And it takes as long as it takes to record the introduction, and you can kind of relax while that's playing and just wait, and it kind of it's, an introduction. And you don't have to add it individually. OBS is amazing, guys. I really, really encourage you to use it, okay? So we can get into a little bit more detail here with the sources, right? So on the left-hand page, you have this scene. Think of this as like your project name, or like, okay, if I'm doing Skype calls, then I'll use Skype call. If I'm just doing a screencast, I'll use screencast, that kind of thing. Then you construct the scenes by adding sources to the scene. So you make a new scene, and then you add the sources here. And that is what explains exactly what the scene is, right? So that's a quick summary of how to use OBS. And the thing is here that it's not easy to blur information, okay? And you can do some other filters. Honestly, you can do almost any post-processing with OBS, and you don't really need other stuff. The great thing about OBS is that it just makes it so easy to record kind of professional-looking videos without doing much post-processing at all. And I really encourage people to not rely on post-processing to be comfortable. You should be comfortable being able to record a video talking about something and just keep doing it over and over and over again. At first, you're not going to be able to talk about things very articulated. You're going to have trouble staying on track. But the more you do it, the better you get. And you can get to a point where you can trust that you're going to be able to talk about your subject and identify most, if not all, of the points that you want to address. If you rely on post-processing the whole time, you're never going to, well, it's going to take a long time to get to that point, because you're going to get comfortable knowing, oh, I can just edit that out, I can just edit that out, I can just edit that out and string it all together. And it really doesn't encourage you to learn to be more articulate and to learn to be more specific with your details, okay? And that's kind of my trick, is that I knew that from the beginning, and I knew, okay, I may have trouble articulating my points now, but if I just do it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, I will get to a point where I can address exactly what I want to talk about without having to rely on editing the videos afterwards. Because once I do that, then making a video takes as long as the video, right? Which is huge, because a lot of YouTube videos, it may be 20 minutes of content, but it took them 10 hours to produce that content, which limits the amount of videos that they can make exponentially, right? So I'm not saying that's bad, obviously. Like Shom's like Game Theory, I love that channel, and it takes a lot of work. There's no way to work around that, really. But if you're interested in making videos, I really encourage you to use OBS. So now that we've addressed OBS, I'm going to show you what I do editing for. And there are two main things that I do editing for, okay? And one is when I have screencasted videos like this, and I want to blur out sensitive information. And the second thing is when I have a video like this, and I want to tweak the colors and make the contrast better, and just make it look prettier, or adjust the lighting, or adjust the sound, okay? That is typically pretty easy, because it is true that it takes a while to actually encode the video, but it's great because I can literally load the video, press the button, and it encodes, and then I can go do something else. So it doesn't really take any of my time to do that. Blurring information does, however, take a little bit of time. And I've gotten a system down that makes it pretty quick, and I'm going to show you that next, okay? So I use Wondershare Filmora. Where is that? Right here. Now, okay, software like film editing software, I normally try and find software that's open source. Unfortunately, when it comes to the subject of blurring out videos, I'm just unable to find anything that properly does it properly. That does it properly without kind of screwing things up. Or putting a watermark there. So I ended up paying for Filmora, and I'm really happy I did. It's really sped things up, and I'm satisfied with it. It's not, software like this is way cheaper than it used to be. It used to be like hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. Now I think it's like $70 for a year or something like that. Let's see. Wondershare Filmora. How much does it cost? Wait, did I ever change my... Okay, we're good. Sweet. Let's see. Bum, 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 bum. I just want to find the price. I want to say it's like $70, but... learn more? Free download. Yeah, there's a free trial, but if you use it, then there'll be watermarks on your videos. So what we want is, I want the pricing. Products? Filmora. Yeah? Is this gonna work? Come on, you can do it. buy now. Here we go. I just want to see the price. I know that there's like a lifelong price that's expensive, and then there's like a yearly price, and I think I pay the yearly price. Oh, okay, yeah, so this isn't that bad. So for 1 year, it's 40 bucks. Or for one lifetime, it's 60 bucks. Or, yeah, 60 bucks. I probably should have paid for the lifetime, but anyway. So this is actually as cheap as I thought it was, which is awesome, because this kind of software used to be hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. So it's much cheaper nowadays. So what you do is you use OBS and we make the file, right? And then first I'm going to talk to you about how to adjust the color, because that's really quick and it can often make your videos look way better, right? So here we're going to add this file to our project. Now we have to, the only reason it's here is because we've already imported the media file from after making it with OBS. So you have to go in here and import it, and then it's going to show up here. And from this area, you can add it to the file there, right? So what I'm going to do is show you the color differences between this one. Okay, so you can see that it's kind of like white. It's colorful, not bad. But I like making things look a bit more kind of cartoony, just because I think it makes things more interesting, right? So what we're going to do is look at the finished product, which is going to be over here in videos, or actually in output, and then right here. So I know some of you are going to disagree with whether you like it or not, but this is how I edited the video. And all I had to do that is go over here, right click, click edit, click on advanced, and then go to preset and double click on warm max. You can use any one that you want, like you could use the boost color one or different ones, you know. We can double click them to apply them and see how they look. See, they all look different. And I usually go with whatever makes it the most colorful and cartoony. I don't really err on realism. And it's really quick, because you just, like, what you guys just told me to do, that's all I would do, and then I would click OK. And then the time-consuming part is exporting the video. This is going to actually encode it, and takes roughly as long as it does to upload it to YouTube. But the nice thing about this is that I can do whatever I want while this is happening, right? Obviously, it's going to be chugging at my computer, so if I'm recording and doing this, it's going to screw things up. And I actually recorded this already, but then I clicked export now, and it corrupted my file because my CPU was trying to do too many things, okay? So now you know how to quickly adjust the image, but what about blurring? Because that is really kind of something that took me a while to get comfortable with, and now that I do, it's really simple. The most important thing to do when it comes to blurring is, okay, you record your video and you have a sense of the areas of the video that you need to blur. You want to keep them in the same place because it's hard to move the blur around. You want to find ways to keep the sensitive information in one part of the screen. And ideally that's separate from the image of your face. You want the image of your face to like be as clear as possible, as often as possible, because that's going to help maintain your connection with the people watching your videos. So the first thing that I recommend after you've recorded, one, you got to keep in mind where you're looking for, and then two, after you load into Filmora, edit the video, right click, and then change the speed to like 5, 6, or 7 times the speed, because you just recorded the video. You know where the sensitive information is. You don't need to watch the entire video, but if you just do it at this speed, then you can find the point quickly without, you know, spending 30 minutes identifying where you need to blur out information in a 30-minute video, okay? So the first step is to increase the speed. After that, I'm not going to do that because it'll screw the recording up. You would just click OK and then it would shorten the video, right? After that, what you're going to do is look through it and find the specific section where you want to blur the video. Because you can't just blur one part of the video. You have to make a section of the video. And so if we look here, right now, this is one whole snip, right? We want to cut just one section out and blur it. So the way to do that is to move this. You're going to watch the video until you find the exact point that you want to separate, and then you click this little split icon. And now you can see, or in a moment, you're going to be able to see that it made 2 videos, okay? So now we can right-click on the first part and click on Power Tool. This is going to enable us to blur a section of the screen in this first section. And blur is called mosaic. And the reason it's called mosaic is because it blurs it by reducing the pixel rate, which makes it look kind of like a mosaic, okay? So we're going to click Apply Mosaic to the clip and then click Add. And now we have this little box that we can move around anywhere, right? So let's say we don't want people to see this microphone. right now, you can't tell that it's a microphone. So, but I want people to know that it's a microphone. I just don't want them to know exactly what kind of microphone. I don't want them to see the model number on the side, right? So you can blur it less. And you want to blur it as little as possible so that people can tell what it is. They just can't see the exact specifics. And what I find is that 3 or 4 is usually enough to blur out small pieces of text so that people can't read them, like credit card numbers and that kind of thing. But if you want to be safe, you can do more. Some people just do something like this, but then it has this huge, ugly looking block on your screen. So I really prefer to do something like that, right? And so then you would just click OK, and it would apply it to this entire clip. So that's why you have to first identify the specific clip that you want to blur, and then you separate it from the rest of the video, and then you blur it. And now before you export the video to finish it, remember that you sped the video up. So in order to fix that, you have to click edit on each section and then move the speed back to 1 times, okay? And this is gonna mean that when the resulting video isn't gonna be crazy quick, so people are gonna be able to follow along and everything, okay? And keep in mind that you will have to do that for each section that you created. You can't, like, I mean, there's probably some way to merge them before you export, but I haven't done that, honestly. But you have to make sure that the speed is set back to 1x if you change the speed to edit the video, okay? And so that is how I produce my videos, and this enables me to produce full screen videos that are colored, or like have a high contrast, that kind of thing. And it allows me to change the file size if I want to. When I click on export and create video, this is where we determine, like, do we want our video to be in HD, or do we have to upload it soon and we can't afford for it to be a big file, so we have to lower the resolution. There's a bunch of different scenarios, but this is where you would determine the kind of output quality of the video, okay? So that's everything, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video showing you how I use OBS and Wondershare Filmora to produce my YouTube videos. All right, guys, see you next time. Ciao.